What's up, people? Dennis Jusenko. Check this one. Okay, Dennis, you got it, bruh. If you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers that you want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment.
Every fruit is unique, and every fruit has its own odor.
Okay. Mango Wadzak. This person changed their name to Mango. I kind of want to see what these people look like. They lived on fruit for 20 years. Okay. I guess we can watch this at normal speed. It's only 5 minutes.
It's maybe difficult for people to see, but I think that the tree and the plant is given that fruit with love so that we may share in this symbiotic experience. If the whole world was to suddenly realize that fruit was actually a viable food source and that we can survive on purely eating fruit, then we could turn this world into Eden. We could make this world into a paradise. My name's Mango Wadzak. I'm a fruitarian, basically just eat fruit, and I've done so predominantly for the past 20 years. Yeah, they're nice too. I'm living with my partner, Keta.
Give me an easy one, bro. Easy targets, huh? You guys love these easy targets, don't you? I mean, so here's the problem with, like, I don't want to say vegans, but like let's take Frutarian, for example, right? Like, to be a Frutarian, you have to, like, normal people don't do this, right? So is it that he's like crazy because he's a Frutarian, or is it just that being a Frutarian attracts crazy people because of some other variable that we haven't identified yet, or some collection of variables that draw them to being a Frutarian? I think it's the second one. I don't think it's so cut and dry that, like, this guy's brain is poached because he only eats mangoes. I mean, that's possible, maybe. I have no idea. I don't really know or care that much, to be honest with you. And I mean, obviously, like, who is going to look at this person, just your basic human instinct, who's going to look at this person and envy them and their lifestyle and want to emulate them? Who? Like, nobody ever, right? Maybe like the homeless guy on the street is like, oh wow, he looks really good, because he looks like a slightly healthier version of like the homeless guy on the street. Okay, but no actual, like, normal people would look at this and want to do it. I love fruit. Don't get me wrong. I love fruit. I'll eat a lot of fruit. I don't put any limits on the amount of fruit that I eat. I think fruit is great. I think fruit is very healthy. I think everyone should eat fruit. Should you only eat fruit? No. Here's the thing with these, like, these diets that are like, you can only eat this one thing, right? Carnivore diet. You can only eat meat. Fruitarian. You can only eat fruit. Vegan. You can't eat any meat. You know, can't eat any animal products, right? It's like, why? What is it about? I guess what it is that people want to simplify things, right? They don't want to think too hard about anything, right? Nobody wants to, like. There's a famous Mark Twain quote. I think it's Mark Twain, and he says, like, thinking is something like, I'm gonna fuck it up. It's something like, thinking is the hardest thing to do. That's why nobody does it, or something like that. And it's true, right? Like, the hardest part of my day, I'll let you in on a little secret. The hardest part of my day is the morning, where I'm writing a series of drip emails for insurance agents, right? The hardest part of my day is writing that email, because I have to think about actually what I'm going to write in the email. It takes me 10 minutes to do it, but it's the hardest 10 minutes of my day, hands down, guaranteed. The rest of my day, I don't have to think. When I'm watching this and talking, I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. The words are just coming out without me really thinking about it. When I'm, like, doing my workout, I'm not thinking about fucking running. I'm not, like, thinking about, like, moving my arms and legs and, like, running, or, like, lifting the weights and running. When I'm eating, I'm not thinking about eating, right? But if I have to sit down and fucking write that email and think about what I'm actually going to say in that email, and, like, you know, format it and fucking put a link in there, and, like, add an image or something like that. That takes work because I've never done that before. That's new territory. That's uncharted territory. All this like Frutarian shit, like all these, I've thought all of these thoughts before. These are not new thoughts that I'm coming up with most of the time. And if I do come up with any sort of new thoughts in these videos, it's purely coincidental, just as a result of me talking something out in my, not in my mind. I'm just like talking something out, and I'll realize something kind of on the fly, effortlessly. I'm not like trying to figure it out. Although sometimes I do. Anyway, what is this? Like, what am I like? I don't know. Like, obviously, don't eat only fruit. Like, the guy changed his name to Mango. It's like me changing my name to fucking Pork. How funny would that be? What's up, guys? My name is Pork. Coming at you today from the mukbang. I've seen these people before too. Sverige put them in one of his videos. I think they might be naked in this video later. I don't know, whatever.
She's also been fruitarian, eating only fruit since the 1980s.
So I picked here 6 mangoes and 12 little oranges. It's my breakfast. I lived many years without fridge. It's also possible. Like you can see, it's only fruit in there. We would never even allow people to cook in here because we don't like how it smells.
Fruit is basically the only food which is truly given karmically freely. So everything else that you eat involves in some way damage or taking life. If you cut a tree down, you're ending the life of the tree. If you pull up a carrot, it's pretty clear that you're ending the life of the carrot. If you take an apple from a tree, you're not in any way harming the tree. The tree has deliberately by nature produced this flesh around the seed in order that you may take the seed away from the tree and give the tree a better chance of growing.
Look at those beautiful pineapples here.
Prior to becoming vegetarian, actually at the time I was working for IBM in Norway. But I just realized at a certain point that I did not want to...
That's interesting. I never actually thought about that before. I guess you could say by taking the fruit off the tree, you're ending the life of the fruit, if the fruit has a life, or is the fruit is not as sentient as a tree. I don't know. I guess you could make that argument. But I never actually thought about that, how a tree will produce fruit, like good tasting fruit, as a way of reproducing, like spreading the seed, right? Because like it's like a mango, for example. The pit of the mango is the seed, right? That's what a pit is a seed. And when you plant that seed, you'll grow a mango tree. So like I guess over time, the trees that became, succeeded, like from an evolutionary standpoint, are the ones who produce the best tasting fruit, because those would be selected for. People would pick the fruit off the tree, plant the seed again, another tree would grow because people actually like the fruit. So like that's I guess how that would work. That's interesting. Never thought about that before, but it makes sense. As far as fruit being the most ethical choice, I guess that also makes sense. Okay. I guess he's not wrong, but like, I mean, look at the guy, man. The guy's like, you're not looking good, dog. You're like, you got no teeth, fucking skeleton, man. I don't know.
Spend the rest of my life doing what I was doing. It all started really for me as a very gradual process of, it was like a series of awakenings. I think one thing that we have in common with animals, with all species, is our ability to suffer. There have been experiments done back in the 1970s. A couple of scientists wired up a lie detector to plants and found that plants reacted to any sort of threat of violence toward them. They almost were screaming about it. We might have maybe 1 or 2 more tomatoes, but that's what we would have for 2 people.
We'll after dinner always have a little fruit snack as well.
People look at our lifestyle and think that's extreme, but these people that are living on macas, they don't understand what damage they're doing to their bodies. I fully disagree with the food pyramid. I think that there's a lot of propaganda behind that, the creation of that pyramid. If you eat only fruit, you don't experience anywhere near as much sickness as you would do if you're eating a standard diet.
I don't know. Everything I've said all of this stuff before, but like, how do you do this and live an athletic lifestyle? Like, homie and like his wife here, obviously not doing any sort of physical activity. I don't want to say they're not doing physical activity. I guess the act of like picking all these fruits and cutting them up, and he has like a garden or something. That's, you know, it's not. They probably don't even have a TV. You know what I mean? Probably like sit around and read books all day. But like, how does this work for somebody who has like greater demands on their body? It doesn't, I don't think. Can you only eat fruit? Like, I'm thinking, okay, let's say I were to switch to only fruit, right? Maybe I could do it, actually, now that I think about it. I just hate bananas. That's my thing. I can't fucking stand bananas. So like, I'm like hamstringing myself. Although I guess I could force myself to eat the bananas, but oh my god, that'd be terrible. Maybe I'd get to like them after a while. Ugh, it's just terrible in so many ways. I don't know, man. Seems like an intelligent guy. Like, he's enjoying his life. Let him do what he wants, you know? Like, who cares at the end of the day? A guy wants to fucking live in the fucking woods and eat fruit all the time. Okay. Alright, have fun. And would the world be a better place if everybody ate only fruit? I guess you could make that argument. Wouldn't have to kill as many animals. I wonder if the world could support that many fruit trees. More trees, probably a good thing. I don't know. When you have stuff like this, it's like, well, if everybody did this, the world would be a better place. But like, I don't know. You need a little evil in the world, don't you? Oh my god, excuse me. I don't know, man. Like, I honestly, with these easy targets, like, I don't even know what to say about these people, because you can sum it up in just like one sentence. Like, if I were to make a video on Tess Holiday, like, what would I even say? She's saying it's okay to be fat. It's clearly not. End of story. Done. Like, how do you spin that into fucking 20-minute video? It's the same with this. It's like, okay, dude has no teeth. No offense. Like, he'll never watch this anyway. But like, and he's very nice. I'm sure he's cool. I'm sure if I like went to visit him on his farm, we'd have like an interesting discussion, because he actually seems intelligent. But from like a health standpoint, why would anybody want to do this ever? Like, no, not never. You know what I mean? And isn't that obvious that like you should never want to do it? Like, this type of lifestyle only attracts crazy people. I'm not saying he's crazy. He seems intelligent, like I said. But like, why would anyone do this, really?
A lot of people would look at me and think I'm skinny, maybe anorexic, but that's not true at all. I mean, I eat as much as I need to. My energy levels aren't low, they're good. My mind is clear, it's sharp. I lost some teeth back when I first started doing it, but I would put that down to my inexperience and the fact that I was eating too much unripe fruit.
Did you get a durian?
Yeah. I don't know whether it's ripe yet, but yeah.
Is he?
I don't personally know anybody that eats fruit that just falls from the tree. I don't really think it's doable, because I think that a lot of fruit doesn't fall from the tree anyway. You'd have to pick it. Around here, surprisingly, people aren't that bothered. They'll say, oh, just fruit, and they might ask, they might say, oh, does that mean you don't eat this or you don't eat that? And I'll explain, yeah, that's true. Or they'll say, what about lettuce? Do you eat lettuce? No. I don't eat lettuce. See you next time.
My pleasure, Mango. Thank you, Jarrah.
Our friends that we have, they accept that we eat the way that we do. So they're quite happy to accommodate us if we visit them by giving us fruit. But they cook them though, don't they?
Every which way.
Yeah. Eden is a place where everything lives at peace with other beings. It's a possible future scenario. I don't know when it will happen, but I'm pretty sure that at some stage it will happen. That we will actually reach that stage where.
So I just kind of wonder sometimes about like, because like you know, I think at the end of the day, many of us have thought, or I've thought at least, like, what if I just fucking disappeared into the woods and lived off the land and didn't have to deal with fucking society, and like the only human contact that I actually had with people would be like going to the grocery store and buying food, which actually, now that I think about it, I've actually lived like that kind of many times, although minus living in the woods part. It's like living in the city, and that's kind of how it is. But I guess this is more extreme because this is like, you're really just like saying no to so many things, you know, which in and of itself, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think you could make the argument the quality of your life is determined by what you say no to, not necessarily what you say yes to. I mean, it's both, obviously. And this guy does seem to be saying no to a lot, right? Like many different food choices, and just like really like participating in society. So, and you know, he said he used to work for IBM, getting a little bit of like a, you know, programmer vibe from him. And those guys generally, like, they just think differently. I don't want to say they're more intelligent. They just think in a very, like, you think I'm analytical, those guys make me fucking look like a 2-year-old, like a retarded 2-year-old, you know? They just think much differently is the best way I can put it. So, I mean, I don't know, like, bottom line, like I said in the first like 10 seconds, like nobody should ever do this from a health standpoint. The dude's obviously not normal. No offense, bro, you seem very cool. Not a normal person. Normal people don't do this. You can't really be healthy and have a nice body if you do this. Is it ethically better? You could make that argument, I guess. Yeah, okay, you could make that argument. And if you're committed to being as ethically pure as possible, might be a good choice for you. Most people I know aren't, and are far more self-serving than our good friend here. Okay, who told me to do this? Dennis, is that your name? Dennis Jasenko. Thank you, Dennis Jasenko. If you guys have any other recommendations for videos or YouTubers you want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.